Hey guys, welcome to a brand new play-by-play video. And not only today are we playing Shiva, but right now we are at 3,400 and I believe 51 MMR. So this could be our final game to ranked 1. Could also be just, our game to cap as well, if not that. So really excited to showcase this one. We're going to be playing Shiva, like I mentioned. We're laning against the Sun Wukong, which a lot of people struggle into that character, and I think a lot of people actually like Shiva. He's a pretty popular character in ranked, I feel like. Even if he's not the best, he's a very good lane bully. So always has a lot of potential to do well. For this build, we're going to be going Redstone, Blackthorn, Soul Eater, Glad Shield, Onis, and Stone of Binding. The reason we're not going Cloak, as I do in a lot of my builds, is that we don't really have the range to kind of utilize our cloaked stacks. So like, for example, as the game kind of progresses, it'll be a little bit more difficult to hit people in the back line and the front line, these tanks, getting the magical stacks, just because we don't have that much range on our abilities. It still wouldn't be terrible to go, but I just think it's a little bit more rounded and better to not go it. So yeah, that's why we're doing that. We'll have shared prots, we'll be pretty tanky, we'll have good damage, and should be a pretty good time. Shiva, is a good laner. We're rushing Blackthorn, by the way, as opposed to Soul Eater, because this tier 1 is really strong, and going Blackthorn is cheap, and you have an effective power spike quickly, rather than getting Soul Eater and needing to let it stack. I think once you get it second, you kind of already have a strong item that can kind of carry you through the weak points of Soul Eater and ultimately end out pretty okay. So this matchup should be a close one, but should be one that we can kind of take control over. And my 2 actually just bugged out on that minion and didn't hit it, so a little bit awkward. This actually happened to me earlier when I was trying to record a video on this character. But hopefully ends up being okay. As always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. It's been great making these videos. I've had so much fun, especially since our channel's kind of been taking off. It's really been great. Thank you guys. And yeah, let me know any characters you'd like to see, all that stuff. I have kept, track of the requests and stuff, and I'll make sure to get to the ones I haven't played just yet. So the Wukong starts with just dashing on us, which objectively wouldn't be the worst play if we didn't path away from the wave and stuff, but we did, and for that we're just going to get a very free wave clear. So yeah, already kind of on the strong spot to start this. Main thing in this wave is to make sure that if he's going to be clearing the wave and hitting the wave, we don't let him hit us as well. And we'll try to hit him in the wave just like we just did right there, and we should be in a very commanding spot. I'm going to pop my shard right here so I have a little bit more strength. We're going to get our 1 off here, get our 2 off. We're now level 3. And yeah, a lot of damage on him done really quickly. We're knock-up immune in our 3rd ability, so I'll make sure I can try to get that off as frequently as possible. But we got the totem, we got plenty of wave pressure and clear on this guy. Forced him out to be pretty low. I'm going to stop his back. And yeah, I mean, we're in a great spot to go for these neutral camps. They spawn at 130. We're going to do the Naga camp first. The reason why we do that first is we get a little bit more XP. And also it's closer to the jungle so that, potentially junglers like this might walk over to it, and hopefully we can at least stop it. Seems like with that stun we won't be able to, but this Wukong did commit on us. We're going to get a lot of damage off on him right here. And ultimately, a little bit unfortunate, but look how much health we just took off the guy who just TP'd back in. So we'll be pretty okay in this lane. He's really kind of in a big place of trouble because of that. Get some damage off here. Make sure we get this meteor. Should be really easy to do. Got some extra poke on this Wukong. To be a little bit careful, just because he did dash on me, but now no dash on him means that even though I'm not level 4 just yet, I'm just gonna hit this guy out, get our 2 off, and he does end up dying. We end up dying for it, but we do have TP, he doesn't. A little bit unfortunate, but that is ultimately a better trade for us, because we do have TP, like I mentioned. We'll be able to TP back, go get those neutrals, and should be all good. I think if I hit level 4 a tiny bit earlier, it was a bit rough because he split the Naga camp, so we hit 4 first by like a pretty decent margin. We can just take a little bit of time here though to freeze this wave. We get the meteor here, get the silver camp here, and again, that is a fine trade because we have teleport. He doesn't. Now obviously if that was first blood, that would have been even better. But if he had teleport, isn't nearly as good, but wasn't the case, so pretty happy with that. We'll go to our blue right now, make sure we go get that after we do this. And yeah, we've got ourselves a nice little lead, nothing too crazy just yet, but should be something that we can expand on fairly okay. Looking at his build, he just decides, hey, I'm going to go some defense. Definitely don't recommend that. Got to finish your first item. Pretty unsure of why he would do that, but hey, I won't complain. We already have enough for Blackthorn now once we finish this wave, so we can look to reset fairly quickly, and that's probably what I will do. But also, I want to take the opportunity in this kind of a matchup to just hit this guy every time he walks up and force him out as much as we can. It's very, very easy to do, very feasible, so again, any opportunity we get, we'll just like kind of take it. I'm not going to like rush to clear the wave because in doing so, this Wukong, who is pretty low, kind of gets a bit of a reprieve, no health potions on him, so I can kind of just make life miserable for him by getting hits off like that. And just kind of constantly getting him low. Start to kind of hit out this Bastion a little bit. And yeah, I mean, pressure so far has been great for us. We're about to hit level 7, Silver's coming up. Done pretty well. Team's struggling a little bit right now, but honestly, I prefer it that way. I've actually recorded like 3 Shiva games, and they've all just been what I felt like pretty non-competitive, just because we were winning and our team was winning, and it ended up being like 26 minutes long, and just felt like that was a little too short for a video. But maybe not. I don't know. Maybe people like shorter videos. It seems like people like the longer videos, especially the more competitive ones, and I did very well in the games, but it's just like other people did very well, and it kind of was... It felt a bit decided, even if I had a big hand in that deciding factor, so I don't know. We'll try to get just like closer games, and that's the goal, right? So again, like we mentioned before, we're still trying to kind of keep that tension. His blue buff isn't coming up anytime soon because he still has it on him. So if I can just kind of do some damage to him, kind of work on getting these bastions done as well, and slow clear, then ultimately he'll feel pretty bad. Get some more damage off him. Now he's going to back. His TP is up. We do get a totem. Poked out the bastion. And the moment he walks up here, we're just going to kind of kit dump him. We'll freeze for now, because again, we want him to walk up. He won't lose anything here, but again, this is all about just kit dumping him when he walks up. He finished his Soul Eater, by the way, but again, it's non-stack, so I'm not really worried about the implications of that. Our mana is atrocious right now. We'll get there soon. Remember, he also did just reset, so the fact that he just lost that much health, despite him having Soul Eater, it's non-stacked, is a really bad situation for him, and we're definitely going to be happy with that trade. Get some more damage off on him, kind of back up. I'm not sure where the Mammon is, and it seems like she would kind of be around if you're going to play that aggressive, so we're just being a little bit careful right now. We'll make sure to go to our blue now, secure that. We can reset, go get Blackthorn, and yeah, I mean, we forced the Wukong to be extremely low. It's already a pretty good look for us. He's on his blue right now, that's totally fine. I can actually stay a little bit longer. I have ult, and I mean, this guy is, again, low on just about everything, so these neutrals should be pretty feasible to do. Make sure we get some damage off on him. I'm actually going to ult right here. Just kind of get some clear out. We'll heal ourselves here. Do a little bit of both. Avoid that. Now he is just dead. Make sure we avoid that. And yeah, just simple stuff after that. Again, we're playing it a little bit close in terms of health bars and stuff. But that's a pretty comfortable trade. There wasn't really a huge threat of us dying there. So we may as well take it. Obviously, is it aggressive? Sure, but we saw the Mammon in mid, and ultimately ends up going pretty okay for us. We're going to continue to freeze here. He did TP, we know it's not up, so we can do these neutrals, and just continue to make him lose farm. The reason why we're freezing instead of pushing here is because even though he is dead, he's spawning soon, I won't really be able to make him miss that much farm if obviously he's walking back to lane, and I'm bringing the minions towards him. And this way I can just confirm, get the neutral camps, I can stay in a safe location, I can kind of hold this place here, do some bastion damage even maybe, and yeah, ultimately he just loses more and I gain a little bit more as well, which is great. I don't know exactly how many minions he lost, but it was a lot. And all of a sudden we have a really nice lead. And even now, like, normally when you see someone with Soul Eater, you don't really want to be scrappy with them, but he's not in a situation where he's got the item finished, so that kind of philosophy's out the window. And he also had just backed. We're going to try to pre-knockup immunity his dash here. He actually just tigered us. Wow. Alright, fair enough. No problem. I didn't think he would do that. It worked though, so good for him. I'm gonna try to stop his back here. Do manage to stop it. I don't know where the mom is, so I'm gonna play a little bit safe. She's in mid, as we see her. So we're all set for now. I'll look again for more poke and damage on him. Make sure we get a bunch of damage on him before he goes up in his ult, so he's not gonna be remotely that healthy when he lands, and he really doesn't have a lot of mana either. So all we have to do here is just kind of freeze and hold. And ultimately, he will end up missing these 3 minions. We forced his ult. And I mean, we are in a commanding spot. His blue's coming up, so he will actually get that. But what we can do here is we can just freeze. And it should be pretty okay. I'll go do silver right now. There's a chance Mama just does my blue. To be honest, there's not really too much I can do about that unless I push. But I'd rather just take a confirmed win here and make this Wukong lose another 3 minions as he just did. And ultimately, like, force myself an advantage in a safe way. And yeah, we're very much ahead despite the fact that we almost certainly lost our blue right there. Kind of play a little bit safe, but generally we should be okay. We clear that wave and we can reset. So yeah, again, our blue got stolen. It happens, no biggie. Is our Thor looking for something? He kind of is. He does have ult now. I'll dash over. Looks like it was a little bit too late. Thing is, he was standing still at first, so I thought he was ulting, and it turns out it wasn't up yet. No worries though, we get Soul Eater here. We're going to go into a Glad Shield. This is for some cooldown, some physical prots, and obviously some health. So should definitely be really strong once we do get it online. We're going to, like I mentioned, go into an Oni's next. That'll give us some mitigations and kind of a pseudo cloak effect without actually having the item. Definitely really, really strong and kind of almost always core if you're not going cloak. Sometimes you go Heartward instead, but this game we're not playing with our backline like you might be with something like a Horus or a Guan Yu, so definitely always going to be an Oni's game. Now he actually TP'd here, but I don't think we have much to worry about. Be a little bit careful because they did just do Bull Demon King. This guy does have a full Soul Eater now, so like in theory fighting him is going to generally be worse, but I still, as you can see, can kind of make it work. So I don't know, I kind of will just play it as I see it, and if it's good, it's good. If it's not, no problem. We have TP up. He looked for a stun there, doesn't end up getting it off. We'll heal a little bit. I could probably look for a blink play here, so I'm going to go for it. Blink auto. Was able to get his ult off, unfortunately. If he doesn't get his ult off for that one, we do end up just killing him, but it's all good. Just going to kind of play here for a second, wait. Again, he's obviously going to look to dash here. We'll ward through the wall so we know where he is, and hopefully we can kill him here. Just cancel him out of that, and he is just dead. So yeah, just using that ward and kind of just letting it, you know, give us a little bit of vision so he couldn't juke us out. Ended up doing big stuff for us. Really important to note the bird, you are knockback immune, or you can, excuse me, you're not knockback immune. It's only the Ox, so best play he can make there is to use the Ox, and if he did, he wouldn't be able to space enough for us to not be able to just walk to his left and follow him just by walking and dashing at him, so he's just super dead there at that point. So yeah, his best play probably would have been to Ox, but also like he probably would have had to just path down or make a move right away before we got that 2 through the wall, because at that point he was just too low. But yeah, managed to secure it. We have enough for Glad Shield. We can reset in just a second. We'll do the totem first and get the wave, and make sure to get our blue as well. I'm going to push this wave because I do want to make sure I get my blue in a timely fashion, / get this Bastion as well. So this is a little bit less common of a time to push. Sometimes I would just freeze there. I'm also kind of in a spot this game where like we're doing well. Our team is struggling a bit, not totally to the point the game is doomed or something, but it's not going super well, so I do want to like get some tempo and start looking to rotate soon because I feel kind of pressure too. And ultimately, look, sometimes it's better to just like freeze, continue to build your lead, and kind of take your chances being as ahead as you can. But if I can push fast and maybe like spread my lead or something, or at least negate some of theirs on the other side, it'll be a pretty good situation. Make sure we just out-secure him there. He does do a little bit more damage than us on those camps, but we were able to get it there. We want to force his ult here. They're already on gold. I'm going to push this wave and probably TP over. See if I can get there in time. They're doing a good job. Nonetheless, I mean, I'm going to be able to get into this fight. I do have Blink. And we should be able to do something. They were able to actually just force them off completely. I'm going to check if I can spot anybody here, but if not, no worries. I think we can just probably pull a gold Wukong is like kind of low with no ultimate available. I'm just going to get on this Mammon a little bit here. Nothing too crazy, but just some damage. And our team's taking the fight over here, and this should be pretty good. Did get ulted a couple of times there. Oh man, I am being super CC'd. Holy. This Mammon absolutely owned me that fight. Yeah, we kind of just got super hit and we didn't have magic defense. That was a bit rough. This Maui lived for like 30 years, and I think that was the biggest problem. We never killed him. Tough stuff. Tough stuff indeed. What a character, right? We did a YouTube video on her, so we know how good she can be. I didn't realize our ADC was so far behind. This is rough. Man, this is worse than I thought it was. Because that was definitely a really good pull. But we just like didn't kill the Maui for getting off to kill him. Happens though. It's all good. We'll go into an Onis now and try to make the next fight a little bit better. So I'm seeing that Mammon is obviously one of, if not the biggest threats in this lobby. The kind of issue is that I don't actually have a good 1v1 into her. I mean, she's got a huge amount of healing. She's got a breastplate. It's really not a matchup I want to put upon for myself. So I'm going to just kind of have to hope my Thor can deal with it, more or less. And maybe we can go get somebody else. But as you can see, this character is stupidly safe and very fed right now. Look for some damage on her. Trying to get my ults off, but man, he is just healing so much. We did have help coming, so that time we were at least okay. Make sure to juke that, dash out this way, and we will live here, which is nice. Gonna see if I can get a little bit more. This guy did ultimate. That's too bad. Maybe he kills him. It's gonna be really close. Nah, it doesn't look like he'll be able to. Too bad. At least we killed the Mammon. The Mammon was fed. But man, that was really close. We almost won a 2v3 there. Just still a bit behind as a team, so of course it wouldn't go as well. Maybe this Wukong ints. That's what we can hope for. He is tanking now. He doesn't die to the tower, but maybe Faf can get him. Nice job. Alright, that was close, but worked out. 2 for 1 at the end of it all. I know I didn't get the farm for that, so it's a little bit unlucky, but is overall a good trade. You know, we are kind of, not as I intended it, but we are kind of sacking our lead to help our team get in a sense, by facilitating some at least okay fights. So, you know, sometimes it'll just have to be like that. But we'll just continue to farm, try to get our magic defense online. It's really crucial for this Mammon. She did a bunch of damage to us again there. And yeah, I mean, this is the thing about magical junglers. I talked about it a little bit in my tier list video, but if you're able to get a magical jungler off and running, especially get her fed, which should never happen on a late game pick like that, but if it does happen, I mean, the game is so difficult as a frontliner to itemize into. You know, if I went a slightly more defensive build, sure, I guess I could have been better off, but like, that's not super practical and realistic to be doing on every character. If I go a very defensive build on Shiva, I'm not able to build the lead I did, you know, in this game, for example. And it also just like creates a ton of problems into the physicals, so yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. Magical junglers can be super good. Alright, we got 2 picks though over there, so that was great. I'm going to rotate over to mid. Seems like it's going to be a 2 for 2, unfortunately. Yeah, it didn't seem like a great idea. I don't think we can ever do this, by the way. This guy's here. I do want to like try to help here, because if we can kill this guy again, it is huge. I'm going to get my 2 off, my 3 now. And we do end up killing him, so it is worth it, for sure. But yeah, man, this is just like such a scrappy match. Oh, he caught my dash. That is so unlucky. Yeah, it's a damaged Sylve, by the way, who's very ahead as well. This is so tough, man. They're all just like so farmed. Nonetheless, we did get a kill out of it. Mammon's dying. The problem is like they're kind of making more raid bosses. It's just like a factory over there. We did get Onis. We'll go into binding now. We're going to go redstone this game so we have a little bit more protections later on. And hopefully it'll be enough. I mean, we are getting plenty of damage going, and our setup is really strong. It's just kind of, you know, we've always been kind of down 1, down 2, down 3 people. And so we'll just kind of have to hope that we can, you know, get in a better spot. But on the bright side, look, we've been down like 3.5, 4K all game, and it's maintaining. So that is like a winning situation for us. We're still behind, but obviously a 4K deficit's not as bad. You know, 5 minutes after the first 4K deficit. I'm going to rotate mid here. I know there's left farm and stuff, but I think we have an opportunity here as they're going to like push in to do something. I'm going to call for a gank. I know I don't have blink, but the Sylve is like looking pretty killable. Make sure we just do that, get our combo off, and yeah, this is potentially a really good fight. I don't think they really expected that, and we took full advantage of it. Did push us back, unfortunately. We'll get a knock up, knock back again. And yeah, we're able to get some kills. I'll heal this guy. Get another heal off. The knock-up combo, and Maui should die here. So yeah, I mean, listen, like we foregone the farm and left, but ended up doing some good stuff for us. Somehow this Mammon is level 20, which I just do not understand. We've killed her so many times, but I guess she just got a lot. So we're gonna reset. TP left, just try to keep on farming. At least we have our TP upgraded now for free, which is nice, and yeah, we just got to get there. It's just a race against the clock. Like, I think if we can get a full late game comp here, I'm not saying that our draft is better than theirs, because they do have like 2 top characters in jungle and ADC, but and in solo really. But if we're on even footing, I like our chances. I think we have better players. It's just kind of not the case at the moment because we're behind. Do you have a blink? Coming over to this, this looks like a really easy pick on this Mammon. So we'll just knock her up. Just going to immune that, but she's still in a lot of trouble here with the second one. Body block, and she's just gone. Huge pick there for us. And with that, hopefully we can get a little bit more. Got the double knock up on this guy. Sylva's getting dove super hard. He should die for this. We got one more out of it. We got to kind of back up. It is a Charybdis here and a Wukong. So it's only 2 of them, which isn't that bad. But yeah, obviously we are a bit low. I do have TP up pretty soon, but I'm going to see if I can get a wraparound in mid here because they are kind of pushing it. Yeah, I'm going to gank. This could be really good. I'm going to have to dash here to kind of help. We get the knockback, we get another one, and we do end up getting the flank kill. So it works out. Hopefully this guy can get him too. He does, yeah. Alright, like I mentioned, we just have to kind of get like a scrappy fight in our favor, get our blinks off, and we can turn something that looks pretty bad into something pretty good. This has been a super rotation game, but it's worked out for us. For the most part, besides that first one. The first one was dreadful, but since then. Alright, we'll clear out left, go get that tower, and then Gold Fury's up, so that's kind of the place we want to be, and we'll see what we can do. Why doesn't he have a second relic? What the hell? I do not know what's going on. Alright. We'll reset, or at least just not reset, we'll just... I'll get a word here, actually, before that. This is up, so we can just like try to steal it. Actually, they might get a pick in mid. Oh, it looks like they do for sure. Nice. Super close, but ended up getting one. That's big. I just wanted to kind of like steal some farm, but I mean, if they're willing to get something like that, that's great. We could do gold here or pyro. I think just because we're postured a little closer, gold is a bit better. If the store gets a stun, I'm going to follow up off of him. They're like a bit far. Can we ever get to this guy together? Okay, it looks like the answer is a big no. This guy does a lot of freaking damage. I really think Charybdis is just like OP. Super safe, does a ton of damage. Really a big scare thing. But one thing is he doesn't have his actives, I don't think. So maybe this could go okay. Man, it does not. That is too bad. I thought like because we had the purple camp debuff on him that we could kill him. Answer was a fat no. Hate to see it. They did end up getting a pick. That's really unlucky. Yeah, I know. If he dies, like, we do just, like, kind of do fire. It was really close. It happens. Our thing is, like, bugged. We're just standing there dead. What the hell? Alright, fair enough. That's so weird. I've never seen that before. Alright, well, hopefully they kill him. It was a really, really close play. I mean, I think that's worth trying. Again, like, when he had the purple buff on him, like, he has the debuff, so he takes extra damage. He's basically sundered there. Fact is, like, I guess we still can't win that, which is kind of ridiculous, but team zoning here. Hell yeah, guys. Okay, that's not bad. We're going to TP to red. Excuse me, to fire. That's not red. To fire, and should be able to get some fight going. At least we kept Charybdis out of the fight that entire fight, and that probably helped a little bit, but obviously a kill would have been much, much better. Stop is back here. Never mind. I lied. And yeah, we can just do at least Pyro. So really, okay, if we do end up going to a fire, we don't have Secure with our draft. We have a lot of burn with Fafnir, Kern, and, you know, obviously Merlin. So what we want to do is probably either burn the objective if we can, you know, get it clearly, but more likely than not, just actually play for a pick. So the best way to kind of do that is going to be us walking up and just baiting them forward. Whether they go on the objective or on us, it doesn't really matter. As long as we kind of have our team grouped around us, it should be pretty okay. We might not even get that opportunity too, because they ended up just like sort of inting there. I mean, that's fine. We did lose our ADC, but we traded out too. I ended up just like soloing Pyro, which I'll be honest was a bit strange, but it's all good. We got Pyro here. We can reset, play for Fire Giant once our guys are back up, and yeah, it should be good. So again, what I was mentioning though is like we can just kind of play to like poke out one of the backliners, which really is just Charybdis because they have a Sylve, or we can just kind of play to pick whoever does walk up because we don't really have the secure to 50-50 an objective. We do have a bomb, but they have one too. So it is a little bit better for us to like, again, get good positioning by forcing them out, making them low, and then just burning the Fire Giant. Or again, burning it, saving some abilities, they start to walk up, and then we just kid dump them. Either way, and that's not just me, that's a team thing, but I can kind of facilitate that by how much zoning I actually attempt to do. And if I do like a kind of soft zone where I just throw out some abilities, dash out, they walk in, if assuming they're a little bit poked, you know, 80-70% health on whoever's walking in because I did damage to them, it's going to be a really good look. Now, for the time being, nobody's here, so we're just going to pull it, you know, and Maui's going to walk in. I can kind of live with that. We see Wukong also walking in. Now, that's a bit more problematic, but like I mentioned, they start to walk up. They're out of position. I keep him in combat. We get the double knock-up, and he'll get his ult off, but that's about it. Now we just wait. Wukong's flanking. I'm going to go for this Charybdis. Again, Charybdis is a lot of their damage, and he's actually just going to get dunked on, so don't even need to too much, but seems like the fight's going okay. I'm going to heal this guy. And yeah, we are good to go. Thor had a fantastic ult there. It really made our job a lot easier. I was a bit unlucky. I actually missed my one because I was just out of range. Yeah, that was my fault. If I hit my one there, he lives. But nonetheless, we get fire on 4. Got a DS side, so still a pretty good trade. And yeah, not a bad spot. Not a bad spot to be at all. They want to go to gold, or he wants to go to gold. I mean, I think that's fine. I low-key want to like go get their chests here for one. I wanted to push mid, but we didn't have a wave. That's okay. But just like continuing to keep someone, whether it's a backliner from casting or even the Sylve right there just because he's in a bad spot, if we can just keep him from like using too many abilities because he has full damage, I mean, it's going to work out pretty well. So just interrupting them constantly. Sylve ended up getting an ult at the very end when he was already dead, and that obviously won't have the same impact as one earlier would have. We can just back here if this guy lets us, which he won't. Steal this chest here. This could be one of those shops. It's definitely not. And we'll just push out right. I don't really need to back for anything. We have fire for 185, so we've got plenty of time here, and this should be a really simple and easy siege. We can definitely look for a Phoenix here, but just the tier 2s across the jungle is, excuse me, across the lanes is totally fine. So we'll just wait. Again, they could definitely play for a pick. I'm fairly safe. I'm a bit worried about this Merlin. I'm going to kind of hover over, but looks like he's alright. They'll get that. I'm going to wrap around just a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but yep, there is the pick thing we were wondering about. We get the knock up though, and you know he does unfortunately get the kill, but we will get him back. So that's ideally why we're around. He was in a really weird spot. That's just unfortunate. But honestly, a 1-for-1 trade like that isn't terrible. I'm gonna be able to get mid tower here with a Sony wave. Force this guy away. Almost got the wall off. That was a good try. And I like our 4v4 pretty well, honestly. CERN has a shield camp, and this Wukong's kind of just hinting. I'm just gonna get on their backline here. Keep them busy. We got the fire blink off as well. You can just dash here now. We're taking a lot of burn, but like they are also getting a lot of damage on the back. It might be okay. Might not have been enough. It was close. That's a little unlucky. He is low. I don't know. It could still go okay. Guy should be dead. Nice. Yeah, I think it's still fine. Oh, so close. So close, so close. No worries. It was definitely still fine. Just didn't get the absolute most out of it. But that happens sometimes. I think for an adjustment next fight, I could just like... So I blinked in and I full kitted. I'm already forgetting. If I dashed in, that was probably too much. I don't think it was a mistake, because again, we could have gone the right Phoenix there if that was executed a tiny bit better. But it didn't work out in the end. I could have just like ulted on the Charybdis a little harder just to commit a bit more damage. Obviously wouldn't have killed her, but it just would have maybe helped a little more. Because I ended up dying anyways. I don't know, it's a close situation. We have a 3k pot now. It should make it easier, and we'll have EFG for next siege. But I guess in that spot, like, if I knew I was going to die there, I'd just commit a little bit harder. But realistically, I think I could have used my dashes better just to get out. It's all good, though. Like, it's really not a big deal. Like, not every fight's going to be perfect. It still went pretty okay. They got another pick on him, so... Maybe we can do fire soon once it spawns. We're going to make sure to get some vision after we do this pyro. And the same idea. We're going to start pulling fire, and whoever walks in, and we'll just kind of, like, kill them. Never really need a full commit. Now, that last fight was really easy because the Sylve, like, wrapped around, which was just really stupid. I mean, obviously I wasn't checking it, but, like, that just never works. And we had vision, so again, it wasn't a big deal. Our main goal is to kind of just be vision for the places that we can actually physically be in. So, yeah, it should be fine. I ended up, like, being on the Maui a bit, but it worked out. We'll look kind of for this Mammon maybe a little bit more, just because I think she's got the most potential to, like, be elusive and actually ruin our chances in a fight. I can't win the 1v1 into her, but if I can just get, like, a 1-2 dash out combo, like, you know, we'll do 30% of his health easily at least. And hopefully we can be pretty safe in doing it. So it just kind of all depends. This one should be a chest camp, which is huge because we can just, like, re-get wards here in this jungle, and they're playing really aggressively, which I don't love. Oh, I just got him trapped. I'm so sorry. Yeah, he might be dead because of me. That is completely my fault. I'm sorry. That is totally my fault, dude. I just, like, boxed him in. I'm gonna help my Merlin here. Okay, we blinked the Sylve pod thing, so I think we're okay. I mean, it is a 2-for-2. Obviously not a good one, because, you know, things could have been better. It'll be a 2-for-3. I'm just gonna ult here just so I don't get Maui pulled or something. God, this character's ultimate is so bad. We're able to turn this on this guy. He's literally one shot. Dash through him though, and we will end up getting him. I could go to the Sylve. He's pretty low. Get the auto 2, auto 1, and he is dead. And we should be alright. Yeah, it was a little bit of an unfortunate start there. Again, I think they were a little too deep, because again, if we want to pull them in, we can't be at their speed. So like you saw the Thor and the... I think Fafnir were just like right in the back line there. Not in the back, like them being in the back is fine, but I mean in their back jungle, we want them to walk in more, because that's also, they're walking into our vision that way rather than us kind of guessing. And Thor got a good combo, but the unfortunate thing is he just took like 50% back. Now, did I body block him in by accidentally and stuff? Absolutely, but still, if we can just bring them in a little bit closer, pull them in closer to us rather than the other way around, we're going to be a lot better off. Make sure to get that ward. We'll play safe. I'm going to check if this chest is still up, because if it is, we do just have... it's not up, I don't think. We do just have like a great opportunity for vision, but it seems like wherever it was, it's no longer around, which is just too bad. That was a great poke on that guy, though, and we can probably start looking for a pull. Because that's like the golden opportunity. So I'm gonna call for them to do fire, and I'm just gonna look for a zone. Make sure to play safe here. We got this little bit of movement speed, which is great. Charybdis, who's looking for us, got poked really hard. And they're going to make a full commit here, but we've already gotten it, so we're good. I'm going to look for a blink here. Again, I'm just kind of distracting them, keeping them honest a little bit. And look how split the Wukong is, because he looks for a commit. Pull this guy back, he ends up beezing and going through the thing, but he's already just dead, and that is just game. Super simple. So really what happened there, we were able to create a little bit of a zone. We didn't even do much, but we just created a bit of aggro for them to be focused on. Wukong ended up diving. We had burned enough time from them just standing around because we had word vision and we controlled the spots where they, wanted to place vision. And by the time the Wukong walked up, he was forced to kind of commit to a fight, which obviously did not go well. We'll just CC lock him so he can't even kit, and that is just game. And yeah, the Wukong ended up dying, and it was really just simple stuff after that. Thor had a great wall there and stuff, but just a great team play. And that will be game. Couple of iffy moments by us, but ended up being really competitive and stuff, and you gotta be happy about that. We'll see if we get cap off of it. But some Shiva destruction, so it's always fun. Alright, we'll give a quick look at the stats and segue out as we always do. I guess like 45,000 maybe. Maybe 42,000. I'm really not sure. It's hard to tell how much damage you're doing on this god. Oh, we are 4 off, so we're not quite at cap. That is okay. 41k. Hey, look at that. I'm getting pretty good at this damage guessing thing. We were super close. 400 damage off what we thought. And these games are live, so don't worry. I'm not figuring this shit out from a VOD or something. But that'll be that for me. So, is that a right sentence? Anyways, that'll be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I know people want Set. I know people want Gilgamesh. I know people want some other picks. I'll get to them. Do not worry. But really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the likes, comments, all those wonderful things. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you sometime soon. Peace.